Good morning. Day 20, Paul Caneiro trial. We're on verdict watch. Jury received the case yesterday for deliberation at the end of the day. Actually, not to deliberate. They were just told they would get it first thing in the morning because it was the end of court after very long summation finished by the state and then charging instructions, which took quite some time. Judge let the jury go to start deliberations first thing this morning, and they diligently were there right on time this morning to start. And after a few moments, a question came to Judge Lemieux. They wanted to see video. This recording will include any jury questions during the day and possibly the verdict if it comes in. And if it doesn't come in today, there'll be another video like this with just brief snippets of anything that happens in the court. And for now, let's go see what Judge Lemieux and the process, how that's going to play out. The courtroom is muted until he goes on the record. So I believe he's getting the process already, but they're definitely filling in. They need to bring Paul Caneiro up into the room. I don't know if he's waiting in here with the attorneys and the judge at the time.
You go on the record. All right, we're back on the record. State of New Jersey versus Paul Caneiro. It's indictment 19-020283. We have the attorneys here. We have the defendant here. We have the alternates in the courtroom and the foreman. I was handed a note, which has now been marked CJ for court with jury exhibit number 1. The note reads, and I just want to go over it with you. It says all of the videos of car, and then it says back of the car, rear right. What I need more clarification as to exactly what you want. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Okay. If you want to tell me, you can. If you know, fine. If you don't know, I don't want you to guess. You can go back in. You can just rewrite this so it's a little bit more clear of exactly what you want. And then I'll bring all the jurors out and we'll tee it up for you and so that we can play it. We just weren't exactly sure. Sure. Okay. So I'll bring it. I'll get this back to you. You just let me know and then we'll come back. Okay. Well, I'll wait for you. Take your time.
Sounds like they want to see the Porsche videos of Paul Caneiro. There were videos of him leaving his home and of him coming back. And they are very diligently looking at those back lights to make sure that they're sure that that was his car. I'd have to say I'm impressed. I can see Jennifer Caneiro's sister, her mother. There are others in the courtroom. I'm trying to see if I see Susan Caneiro or the daughter. That could be one of the daughters towards the back. I'm not sure. It does look like Marissa there. Oh, there is Susan Caneiro. She's sitting next to Mrs. Gould, to Pamela Gould. Jury getting right into the evidence this morning. Key questions on, since there were no eyewitnesses to Paul coming or going, these videos are key, whether or not they believe that is his Porsche. The fact that they're focusing right on the tail lights means someone wants to be sure that that's his car. Due diligence being done. It's good to see or hear about.
Okay, so we're going to mark this as CJ-2. The jurors have sent out a second note when we asked for clarification. The note reads, side camera, 30 Green Grove Road, Porsche Macan returning from Colts Neck, right rear bumper light. They then send out S264, which shows that the Macan, and then in both, it shows the Macan at the lower part of the screen, and then on the top part of the screen, it shows the surveillance. And then they send out 263 D.1, which is the surveillance that shows the back of a vehicle with the box around it. So I'm going to ask the state to tee up that video.
Ms. Mastellone, Mr. Murray, a chance to read it over one more time.
Just for the record, Judge, it appears they're talking about 308 Green Grove.
Yeah, that's fine. We got that already.
It says 30 Green Grove.
It does say that.
It says 30 on there.
Okay, just for the record, there's 308 Green Grove, and then there's 32. But it appears what they're talking about is the car making a left onto Tilton Drive.
This one says 308 Green Road,
Right, that's the
and this,
that's the driveway from 30. That's the two cameras. This is one camera from 308 Green Grove, and this is the other camera from 308 Green Grove.
Do we all agree it's 308 Green Grove? I'll confirm with the foreman that that's what they want.
I think so, both angles from 308 Green Grove would be,
Right.
I think that's probably the.
All in agreement? Okay.
And we're talking about returning, like the 408 time frame.
Can we bring the foreman back out, please? Foreman, please.
I'm not trying to be difficult. So the note says side camera 30 Green Grove Road. There's a 308 Green Grove Road, and then there's a 30 Tilton. So we believe, based on the photos,
Want to use that as a reference.
of 264. So this is 308 Green Grove Road.
Yes, those are the ones we like to see.
Okay.
That
And-
position is.
Okay, and do you want to see, so that we're clear, on S264, did you want to see the vehicle driving out and driving back, or just driving back?
Just going back.
Okay,
This one, just this,
okay,
and this.
and that. So these are the videos that you want to see. And when you say this, it's 264, it's the second page. You pointed at the top where it says November 20th, 2018, 408 and 28 seconds.
This one.
Okay, and then the other one you pointed to is S263D1, which says November 20th, 2018, 207:55.
Correct.
All right, so that would be the one that's leaving.
Correct.
All right, so just the time frame of the back of the vehicle that you want to see. All right, we're going to tee that up. We'll bring you back out in a minute. We'll bring everybody out together. You can just let everyone know. Okay? Thank you, sir.
I want the two of you to look at it also to confirm what they're doing. I want you to be comfortable with exactly what's going to go on the screen. But Mr. Decker, I just want that area of time that they're asking for, the back of the vehicle. So it's probably not more than 5-7 seconds or whatever it is. It's not the entire video that they're asking for. They're asking for the back of the vehicle. All right?
Sir. No, it's not.
Can we mark this as a CJ2, please?
Left and right. So, was it supposed to be?
Okay, they have cut the actual audio, but it does look like they're just clarifying the defense to make sure they get exactly what they want, the video. The process, the judge is very careful to make sure the jurors get exactly what they want, but that everybody is aware of what's going on. I was curious, they only want to see that light. I think it's a confirmation view here. I'm sure we'll have a few of these today if they're starting right away. Just
But they have not fixed.
Okay, so we just don't have live stream right now, so it is what it is.
I am. Need is though. I'm ready.
Can we ask the jury to come out, please?
when he said they don't have live streaming, I mean, we're not going to see the video, but they are. And really, we don't need to see it. We know what they'll be looking at. We saw it in trial.
You're gonna come right and sit down. Yeah, just keep the grapes in here, please.
You're going to go back to your regular seats.
Regular seats.
Yes, please. Okay.
That will be.
Take a second. Tell me when you're ready. Everybody be seated. Number 2, you okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
I just want to make, because I want you to focus. So you're good to just, okay.
I'm
So
perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. So for the record purposes, I had the foreman come out because I just wanted to clarify. CJ1 indicated all the videos of the car, back of the car, rear right. I had asked, and that came out at 8:50 a.m. I asked for clarification from the foreman. The foreman then went back in, he came back out, gave me a second note at 9:21 that says side camera 30 Green Grove Road, which is 308 Green Grove Road. It's 30 Tilton and then 308 Green Grove Road. It was clarified to me that you wanted 308 Green Grove Road. And then it says Porsche Macan returning from Colts Neck, right rear bumper light. And then I was supplied with S263D.1, which is the vehicle, a vehicle leaving on November 20th, 2018 at 2:07 and 55 seconds a.m. And then I was also given S264, the second page of that exhibit, which shows a vehicle returning on November 20th, 2018 at 4:08 and 28 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play just that video surveillance from 3:08. It's about 15, 18 seconds going one way, and then about the same amount of time coming back. So that's what I'm playing for you. That's what the foreman indicated. If for some reason I don't answer your question the way you needed it to be answered, all you have to do is tell me and I will fix it for you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. With that being said,
Will you pause for 1 second? I'm sorry.
all right.
A curious piece of footage. I don't want to see anything but that part. You know, in my mind, it is them just making sure that it's the same vehicle from the other videos. If I was on the jury, I would have a checklist of things I wanted to double check for myself. There were many days of testimony, many days of evidence.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Let me just make sure, just hear me out. The original note says all the videos of car, back of the car, rear right. And then it says side camera, 30 Green Grove Road, Porsche Macan, returning from Colts Neck, right rear bumper light. Now, when I was talking to you, when I showed you 263D1, that's that time frame, 11/20/2018, 2:07 and 55 seconds AM. That's the car not returning. That's the car leaving, a car leaving. And then the 11/20/2018, which is S264 at 4:08 and 28 seconds, is it coming back? Do you want coming back and leaving? Did you want both? Or did you only want the one of the car coming back, returning at 4 o'clock? If you don't know the answer yourself, I'm going to put you back into the jury room to confirm that, because it was my understanding when I first asked you, I asked you about both times, and I thought you meant that you wanted 2:07:55, the car leaving, because that's the picture you're showing me, and then 4:08:28 of the vehicle coming back. So I thought you wanted one going out, one coming back, but the same, these angles that you wanted. So I may be wrong. Do you need a minute to talk to everybody?
Yeah.
All right, alternates stay out here. Everybody else go back in the room. Just tell me what it is. I apologize. Here, sir, I'm going to give you your note back.
Still a little confusion on which video they actually want to see. And it does seem confusing, but I give the judge credit for making sure he straightens it all out before they show the videos to make sure. And I think that had something to do with the defense actually speaking too. There is a little confusion on what exactly they're talking about, because they're showing pictures from two different videos, which were entered into evidence. And so we'll wait again. Going to be a tense day of waiting.
This will be marked as CJ-3. It's 9:42 p.m. It says, showing vehicle going and returning from video 263D1. Please freeze so we can running lights. That's the way it reads. I'll show it to you. 2, returning vehicle from 263 M.1. Mr. Decker and Ms. Wallace, you guys can look over it. And return.
And then freeze to see the running lights. Yes. And turning vehicle from 263.
That's an M. And so it's this one here. That's what they're trying to depict here.
It's coming back. Right. So that doesn't seem like but I guess they're still looking for the driveway. That's referenced in previous notes.
I know, but we're not, they don't know. Right, yeah, this is what they're asking
Front
for.
camera, that's the front camera. Previously referenced.
I'm giving them what they're asking for now.
We'll do this.
And if they want more, we'll give it to them.
Sure, we'll do these two.
Going and returning. Going and returning on 263 D1. So coming out, coming back on this camera angle. And then the second one is, and then freeze frame, like they asked for it, and then returning vehicle on this.
So it's both times for the front camera.
All right, freeze. Take a look at it and then. Once you're done, Mr. Murray and Ms. Mastellone, you can just give it back to me.
Okay, I just wanted to see the clips that they pull up.
Of course you can. Of course you can. You can leave it there for that. Go ahead. Let them see it. Just let them see it.
The only time you see it's like right here.
Try to back it up right,
Yeah.
right there. And we'll have all the lights off. Yeah, of course. Do you need to put anywhere on the record?
No, I think we're in agreement with the clips.
Okay, so we're all in agreement. We have them both teed up. See?
One at a time, but yes. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. Knock on the door. 9:42, I received the third note. All right, just want to make sure we have it right of exactly what you're asking for. This is and we marked it as CJ3. It says showing vehicle going and returning from video 263 D1. Please freeze so we can see the running lights. And then the second one is returning vehicle from 263 M1.1. So you can see that same, and you gave me a copy of 263 M.1. So we see that, we're going to show that, and we're also going to show 263 D.1, and we're going to stop it so that you'll be able to see it. So we'll do that now. If we could turn off all of the lights, please. Okay, you can unfreeze it.
Can you sit there?
Okay, go back a little bit. I just heard the jurors say that they wanted it paused again, so go back a little bit more. Back a little bit more. Tell us when to stop. Stop.
Right there. There, and then one more after that.
Like a second after.
A little bit further. Further there. There.
Okay, that was the area going out. Everyone good with going out?
Yeah.
Now we're going to do the return. Pause. Do we have everything you need?
I do.
Yes.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can go back and you can continue your deliberations. We can turn the lights back on, please.
Okay, well, that's it
And we can
for.
give them back these exhibits also.
That
I'm
was
just gonna
very
keep the note.
interesting.
Could you ask them to give us the other two notes back so that I have them secured, please?
Thank you.
Okay, our alternates, you can go back to your location, please. Thank you so much.
All right. And I believe we're back in waiting. We're back to verdict watch.
Good counsel, anything we need to put on the record? Okay, all right, thank you all.
Okay, so now we're all dismissed until called back again. Very interesting. Okay, the clock is still closed for lunch, but it does appear that the jury is being called back in.
Everybody. He wants in the back. Okay, seems right. Not near the.
Okay, deliberation clock is back on. That may be all it is. Hold on. Okay, they just muted. I'm talking to the.
I have like brown paper to lay out. so that when they open up tonight, there's total rate.
Okay.
And that
What's going on? Huh? Oh, I'm curious.
You'll never get it back.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the record. With State of New Jersey versus Paul Caneiro. It's indictment 19-020283. The attorneys are here. Mr. Caneiro is here. Just before the lunch hour, 2 questions were provided to the court. Now it's been marked as CJ number 4. Is there a count 10? The answer to that is no. There is not a count 10 for you to consider. We did not mess up the verdict sheet. There's no count 10. The second question is marked as CJ number 5. Indicates, can we see exhibit S313? S313 is the knife. So this is what we're going to do for you. We have some brown paper that we are going to put into the jury room. The sheriff's officer is going to do that. He's also going to bring in a bunch of nitrile gloves for you to use if you want to use that. And then also the box that has the knife inside that. We put the paper out because you saw what the knife looked like, to make sure that you had the opportunity to take a look at the knife. You have plenty of gloves. If you need anything else, all you have to do is let us know, okay? The last thing I'll say is I saw as you guys were walking out, some may be a little cold. Are you guys okay? Are you cold? Anyone? You guys all right? All right, maybe I just read that wrong. It's a little cold?
She wants.
What was that, like, kind of like nod over there? Why don't you gotta take care of him and just give him one of these. All right. All right. So we'll go back. Just, you know what? Why don't you hang out for 1 second? Sheriff's officer, if you want to take that, put that in there, please.
Do you want us to clear the table?
No, it's okay.
You can do whatever you want in there. We just want to give you all the things. You can do whatever you want. Okay, great. Our jurors that are deliberating can go back in the room. Our alternates can stay here, please. For 4 alternates, you can go with our officer, please. Can I have the white noise on, and can I see the attorneys, please?
Okay, very interesting. So before lunch, then they said they asked a question about the verdict slip already with the charges. They're looking at that. And then they want to see the knife. It looks like they've made some progress through the evidence. Okay. I guess we'll see where it goes from here. What an interesting day so far. They're quite active in the jury. Oh, to be a fly in that room. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. A little tension there on Paul's face, but who could blame him? It is all coming to a head. Yeah, I wonder if we'll get a verdict today. What do you guys think? I ran a poll in most think Tuesday morning. I don't know. It's kind of progressing today. I'm kind of wafting back and forth to at the last part of today.
All right, thank you all.
Looks like we're going back off the record. We'll be back with the next question, if there's another question. And we are back to waiting. Okay, we have a verdict. They stopped the clock at 4 hours, 57 minutes, and 33 seconds. And they'll be bringing everybody back in. That was actually quick.
Received a knock at the door. This is going to be marked as CJ number 6, and it indicated that we have reached a verdict. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our alternates in, we'll bring the family in. I'm just, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to bring everyone in because I want to be able to talk to them first about, I don't want to hear any emotions during the course of the verdict being read before I bring the alternates in. So if the Sheriff's Department, if you don't mind, as soon as you're ready, if you can allow people in, and then we'll go from there. All right? So I'll wait for you. Whenever you're ready, you can do that. Yep, you can bring everyone in. Yeah, I think it's, is that what I said? Yeah.
Folks, just double check your cell phones, please. Make sure they're on silent or off completely, please.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the jury has indicated that they have reached a verdict. In saying that, I just wanted to remind everyone that while reading the verdict, I'm going to ask, no matter what the verdict may be, I'm going to ask for everyone, you need to keep your emotions in check the best as you possibly can. Obviously, everyone in this room understands the emotion behind this case on both sides of the aisle. We respect that. However, for purposes of the courtroom and trying to get through the verdict, I'm asking you to do your best to control that. And then once the verdict is done being read, you'll have the opportunity outside the courtroom to be able to do whatever you feel. And I respect that also. So can everyone follow that? We good?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all. I very much appreciate it. Again, I understand. With that being said, I'm going to ask for the alternates to be brought. and just let me know.
This is very intense. The solidarity of the color scheme between Monika Mastellone and Paul Caneiro is of note. She gave it her all. But I think by the look on her face, she knows a quick verdict is not usually a good sign for the defense.
All rise, court is back in session.
Okay, we can have the trial now. Okay, everyone can be seated. Thank you. Mr. Foreman, I received a note at 1:54 p.m. It indicated that we have reached a verdict. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that includes all counts?
All counts.
Okay. All right, so we've marked that as CJ-6, the communication between the court and the jury. So I'm going to go through each one of the questions with you one by one, and you'll just answer the question after I read it, okay? All right. If you don't mind, can you stand for me? Unless you're uncomfortable. Do you have your verdict sheet?
No.
Okay, do you want to get that?
Yes.
All right, thanks. As long as he has his, you guys don't all need yours. Okay, sir, we'll start from the top. All right. How do you find as to count one of the indictment charging the defendant, Paul Caneiro, with the murder of Keith Caneiro?
Guilty.
Did the defendant, Paul Caneiro, commit the homicidal act by his own conduct, meaning the defendant actively and directly participated in the homicidal act?
Yes.
Did the defendant, Paul Caneiro, commit the murder in expectation of the receipt of anything of pecuniary value?
Yes.
Did the defendant, Paul Caneiro, commit the murder for the purpose of escaping detection, apprehension, trial, punishment, or confinement from another offense or offenses committed by him, the defendant?
Yes.
Did the defendant, Paul Caneiro, commit the murder while he was engaged in the commission of or an attempt to commit the crimes of murder?
Yes.
Count two. How do you find as to count two of the indictment charging the defendant, Paul Caneiro, with the murder of Jennifer Caneiro?
Guilty.
Did the defendant, Paul Caneiro, commit the homicidal act by his own conduct, meaning the defendant actively and directly participated in the homicidal act?
Yes.
Did the defendant, Paul Caneiro, commit the murder in expectation of the receipt of anything of pecuniary value?
No.
Did the defendant, Paul Caneiro, commit the murder for the purpose of escaping detection, apprehension, trial, punishment, or confinement for another offense or offenses committed by him, the defendant?
Yes.
Did the defendant, Paul Caneiro, commit the murder while he was engaged in the commission of or an attempt to commit the crimes of murder?
Yes.
3. How do you find as to count 3 of the indictment charging the defendant, Paul Caneiro, with the murder of Jesse Caneiro?
Guilty.
Did defendant Paul Caneiro commit the homicidal act by his own conduct, meaning that defendant actively or directly participated in the homicidal act?
Yes.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the murder in expectation of the receipt of anything of pecuniary value?
No.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the murder for the purpose of escaping detection, apprehension, trial, punishment, or confinement for another offense or offenses committed by him, the defendant?
Yes.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the murder while he was engaged in the commission of or an attempt to commit the crime or crimes of murder?
Yes.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the murder while Jesse Caneiro was less than 14 years old?
Yes.
Count 4. How do you find as to count 4 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with the murder of Sophia Caneiro?
Guilty.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the homicidal act by his own conduct, meaning the defendant actively and directly participated in the homicidal act?
Yes.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the murder in expectation of the receipt of anything of pecuniary value?
No.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the murder for the purpose of escaping detection, apprehension, trial, punishment, or confinement for another offense or offenses committed by him, the defendant?
Yes.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the murder while he was engaged in the commission of or an attempt to commit the crime or crimes of murder?
Yes.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro commit the murder while Sophia Caneiro was less than 14 years old?
Yes.
Count 5. How do you find as to count 5 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with the felony murder of Jesse Caneiro?
Guilty.
How do you find as to count 6 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with the felony murder of Sophia Caneiro?
Guilty.
How do you find as to count 7 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with aggravated arson as to the structure of 15 Willowbrook Road, Colts Neck?
Guilty.
How do you find as to count 8 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with aggravated arson as to the structure of 27 Tilton Drive, Ocean Township?
Guilty.
Count 9. How do you find as to count 9 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with possession of a firearm for unlawful purpose?
Guilty.
Count 11. How do you find as to count 11 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with possession of a knife for an unlawful purpose?
Guilty.
How do you find as to count 12 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with the unlawful possession of a knife?
Guilty.
How do you find as to count 13 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with theft?
Guilty.
Indicate the value of the pecuniary benefit the defendant received from the misapplication.
Check number 1.
All right. So it's $75,000 or more.
Yes.
Okay. How do you find as to count 14 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with misapplication of entrusted property?
Guilty.
Did the defendant Paul Caneiro derive a pecuniary benefit from the misapplication?
Yes.
Indicate the value of the pecuniary benefit the defendant received from the misapplication.
1. 75,000 or more.
Okay, thank you. Count 15. How do you find as to count 15 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with hindering one's own apprehension or prosecution?
Guilty.
Count 16. How do you find as to count 16 of the indictment charging the defendant Paul Caneiro with hindering one's own apprehension or prosecution?
Guilty.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the foreman go through each one of the charges and indicated the verdict as to all of you. At this point in time, I'm going to ask the deliberating jurors. I'm just going to go by your seat number. That's it. And I'm just going to ask, do you agree with the entire verdict as was read by your foreman, juror number 1? Okay. Juror number 2.
Agreed.
Juror number 3.
Agreed.
Juror number 4.
Agreed.
Juror number 5.
Agreed.
Juror number 6.
Agreed.
Juror number 7.
Agreed.
Juror number 9.
Agreed.
Juror number 10.
Agreed.
Juror number 12.
Agreed.
Juror number 13.
Agreed.
And juror number 14.
Agreed.
Okay. Our jury has been polled. Is there any reason for the attorneys to approach the bench?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor at this point in time. I'm just going to ask for you to go into the jury room for a minute. You can all go in. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking up. I apologize. Okay. Mr. Caneiro, at this point in time, you no longer are presumed to be innocent. You have been convicted by a jury of your peers under 3:21-4A. You will now be detained and committed to the custody of the Commissioner of MCCI pending sentence. Your sentence will be scheduled for May the 12th, 2026, which is a Tuesday, and that is at 8:30 a.m. I will also, as a part of this, just so that the record is clear, as it relates to any motion for a new trial under 3:20-2, that there are 10 days from today's date for a motion for a new trial, which would be February 23rd. If the defense decides to file a motion for a new trial, the defendant's brief, I want everyone to have it now, will be due on March 16th, 2026 by 4:30 p.m. The state's response would be due by April the 6th, 2026 by 4:30 p.m. And the hearing date would be scheduled for April 20th, 2026 at 8:30 a.m. So again, if a motion is filed, those are the dates so that we do not have to come back for a briefing schedule. I'm giving it to you now so that we're all on the same page. At this point in time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to excuse the jury, and then I will excuse everyone from the back. All right, so I just asked everyone to stay put for a minute, but I wanted to at least get that finished and put on the record.
Grab all your stuff?
Yes, you can grab everything. No. Back in here. Everybody can be seated. Sorry, there was just something I had to handle before I excused you. So first and foremost, obviously, let me thank you. I've tried to do that a few times during the course of this, but at this point in time, now I lose control of you. You lose control of me, which is probably good for you. You don't listen to me anymore. But I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for the time that you have put into this from the week of January the 5th. Some people on this jury were here on that first day and have been here throughout the entire time. Our system of justice, if you remember what I said in the beginning, fails without people like yourselves for taking the time to sacrifice your time so that our system of justice can have jurors to come in and to render decisions on cases just like this. So the fact that you did that, and you did it, all of you did it with such professionalism, with dedication. I watched you each and every day. I told you before that you all paid attention. You very much were focused on the task at hand. And I commend all of you for what you've accomplished here, which is to render a decision as to this difficult case. That's number one. Number two, I said this to you before. I do my best to try to keep matters calm and here with some humor here and there. There's no humor in any of this, and everyone knows that. And I think I've said that before, but I say it again now so that you understand. I only do it because I understand the impacts that it has, and I wanted to make sure that you understood that I understood where you were coming from, and I tried to do that by keeping things calm. The third thing that I want to say is that at this point in time, I now lose control. And when I say that, As you leave here the courthouse today, obviously, you weren't allowed to know anything about what was going on in the real world as it related to this case for an extended period of time. I want to remind you, everything that happens in that jury room, that's the sanctity of that jury room. That should be left there. I can't force you to not say anything, but I have to make sure that you understand. If for some reason you decided to either to speak out to the media or speak out to anyone else, if you say something there that has an impact on what happened here, then I'm going to have to bring you back and I'm going to have to question you as it relates to whatever that you may or may not have said. I don't say that to threaten you or in any way. I just need you to understand the truth that that would be something that I would need to do to make sure that that process, that whatever went on in there, only you control what happened in there, and that's it. So I suggest you not to do that. Obviously, you'll be talking to your family and friends, and you can do that at this point. That's no problem at all. But I just remind you of that issue that could come up if you decide to speak to the media. It's publicized, and then ultimately there may be a question that I may have to ask you about that. So other than that, you'll now be leaving. I want to say thank you. I appreciate all of your time. If I'm the lucky one, maybe I'll see you in 3 years when I send you a new notice to come back. Otherwise, I really appreciate all your time and effort. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, well, judge has released the jury. Guilty, all counts, all enhancements, all subcharges. I see Jennifer Caneiro's family, Keith Caneiro's cousins. I do not see Susan. That doesn't mean that she's not there. It is quite crowded. I can't recognize either of the daughters. I did see Susan Caneiro earlier. I don't believe I saw her since the first question. But then again, the courtroom's really crowded, very full for the verdict. And the verdict watch today.
What we'll do is, everyone can be seated. What we'll do is, at this point in time, Anna will go in. She will make sure that take out any notes or anything that may possibly in there so that they are immediately destroyed. However, if both sides can just wait to get your evidence so you can take that back with you, I would appreciate it. Anybody have any questions? Okay. All right. We will see everyone back here on, as of right now, May 12th, unless there's a motion that's filed. Thank you all.
And it appears that that is going to be that for the day. Very sombering moment for Paul Caneiro, although I must admit he did not look surprised. He looks pale and somber would be the word. No tears, no reaction. So there is the brother-in-law and sister of Jennifer Caneiro, Jennifer Caneiro's mom. I think that's her cousin. A sombering day for them, but a day of relief, I'm sure. Prosecutors visibly looked like they were weeping a bit. Probably stress relief, 7 years of working towards this conviction. Monika, Mastellone, and Andy Murray were obviously quite somber. They knew I think they knew a quick verdict was not a good sign. Paul's now remanded into the custody of the judicial system, of the county prison system, and he will be going to state prison to await, I believe. I'm not sure if he stays in the county jail here until the sentencing on May 12th, but he is remanded to custody, so I guess it's based on room and guards and protocol. murder is a serious charge. She'll be going into pretty strict custody. Sombering for him to hear he's no longer presumed innocent. He's now been found guilty by a juror of his peers. Of question now is an appeal. I had made known my opinion onto some of the interactions between the judge and the defense, and I had watched Monika Mastellone put it on record every time. Sidebars, making it note on the record. Judge even made a comment that she put it on the record. Her objection to how she was being talked to in front of the jury. And I'm wondering, her actual discovery violation that the judge decided it was discovery violations on the part of the defense was not done in front of the jury, although they did see the slightly heated way he ended things so abruptly. What he did was careful in his remarks to Miss Mastellone while the jury was in their presence. So we shall see. The only way to appeal on that would be if it could have duly influenced the jury against the defense. That will be for them to determine. But with the discovery violations, I'm not sure it's going to carry as much weight anymore. I also had made my opinion pretty clear on that after looking at both State versus Tier in State versus Knight, I'm not an attorney, but it was pretty clearly laid out that they're only talking about oral statements that do not have to be documented, and that the defense does not have to put extra work to document what a witness is going to say on their behalf orally when there's no actual tangible evidence around it or anything physical to provide, like a report or surveys or anything, pictures, documentation. But Knight is clear about what actual evidence is, and anything documented, including digital. They actually mentioned digital references to texts and cell phones and laptops and computers, emails, etc. It was very clear that that is evidence. And when it comes to the text message, that is something that was entered into evidence but was then changed, and it should have been reported. Absolutely. Kind of agree with the judge on all of that. I don't think she had as strong a foothold on that as she thought. She did have plenty of time to report it, and the judge documented it as we all heard. The jury came back quite quick. This jury seemed to have a list that they went through. They were very clear on what they wanted to see. They seemed to be going through the charging document one by one, by the questions, you know. I'm curious to see how fast the civil suit will start again, and also whether there'll be any additional, if we'll hear anything coming from either the disability insurance companies and or Social Security Administration. Not that we usually hear about those things publicly right away, in regards to Paul Caneiro working and still collecting his disability now that he's been found guilty of fraud. Okay, they are securing him for transfer. He'll be leaving the courthouse and going to jail, to where he could be staying until May 12th, and or he could be transferred to state. We shall see. Normally, the state transfer doesn't happen until actual complete sentencing, so that they know what tier and everything. And Paul Caneiro has been found guilty of all 15 charges. On that, I'll just say, please, I want to hear what you think. Are you surprised? I'm a little bit surprised. I thought they'd take a little bit longer. I thought we would definitely get it first thing Tuesday morning. But they were pretty deliberate, quick going through that charging thing, and they seemed to know exactly the questions that they had. They seem to all be on the same page. The jury coming together quite quickly on this, but I want to hear what you have to say. So meet me in the comments. If you like what you hear here, I'd like to know if you like the commentary and the trial coverage. If you have questions on this case or any other case, I want to hear from you. And, hey, once in a while, send me a coffee. You know, I love my coffee. And please like, share, and subscribe. It does help keep things going. But for now, well, this case, unless we hear anything else, the next video out will be May 12th for sentencing. Have a great night.